My Lords, in following the Noble Lady Baroness Kane, it's a great pleasure, and I think the Noble Lady made some terribly important points, literally matters of life and death. Now, I rise having attached my name to the Amendment 259 in the name of the Noble Lord Freiberg and the Earl of Clancarty. Although I do also have to apologise to the Earl of Clancarty that I certainly would have signed 287 had I caught up with it, having, I think, previously backed the Noble Earl's similar amendment under a previous bill somewhere back in the last government. But I should declare my position, given that I'm a beneficiary of the Noble Lord Clement Jones's Authors Licensing and Collecting Society, having published one book last year and got another one coming out this year. And I've signed, particularly in this case, Amendment 259, which is about unionisation and collective bargaining in the arts and cultural sector, and calls for alternative appropriate models for this sector, because it seems to me that this is something that we might hope to have the Labor government see the sense of and come to back and support. They do, I believe and hope, believe in the values of collective bargaining, the values of workers being able to get together and fight for appropriate conditions, whether it be health and safety, whether it be pay, whether it be some form of work security. And I'm declaring a position here, I guess, or a situation perhaps. 20 years ago I used to review a lot of London fringe theatre on my own website. And speaking to some of the actors and some of the other creatives involved in those performances, the conditions under which they were employed or hoped to get paid were often very, very precarious indeed, and I very much doubt that situation has improved any. And I do also, in raising this, and I think it was the Noble Lord Freiberg who talked about the insecurity of COVID and then what followed after COVID. I note that the Republic of Ireland actually saw that situation and took a step to deal with it, which is they introduced the Universal Basic Income trial, which ran from 2022 to 2024, which paid creative workers a weekly stipend of €325 a week for 3 years. Now, we still haven't got the formal assessment of the impact of that, but I've heard a great many anecdotal reports about more stability and reduced stress for the creative workers, released from anxiety. They had time and headspace to open up new possibilities and career trajectories. They spent time researching and experimenting and taking risks and really saw the benefits in their creative practice. Now, what we're proposing here is not going as far as a universal basic income, but a collective bargaining approach that strengthens the position of creative workers within their sectors, within their organisations, particularly freelancers, would surely be a positive step, at least heading in that direction. And finally, it might feel that in your Lordship's house we're addressing something that's been an issue for a very long time. There's a very famous painting called The Poor Poet, done in 3 versions by the German painter Karl Spitzberg. It's a garret room with a leaking roof, there's no fire, no bed, only a mattress on the floor, and the poet is tucked underneath every bed covering because he can't afford to heat his room. But that's been a long-term stereotype. First of all, it doesn't mean we have to continue that. But more practically, in the reality of Britain of 2025, many people can't even manage to access conditions like that. We know there's a real issue, and no one else has brought this up yet, about the access to the creative sector being open to a wide variety of people from a wide variety of groups in our society, not just open to people who can access the bank of mum and dad when things go a bit wrong and who can afford to work as an unpaid intern for years and years and years. If we are going to have a creative sector that truly harnesses the talents of all of our society and that opens up opportunities, and, you know, if you really have to put it this way, that's great for the economy, then surely all of the amendments in this group, but particularly the collective bargaining amendment and the freelance commissioner amendments, would take us some steps down that road.